how much you can get out from your safe laners here. Beast into PL, I think level 1 to 3 again is better for the Beastmaster. Doppel's initial cooldowns are a bit long. You can play with your boars, be a little bit more aggressive in that laning phase early on, and try to make it hard for Jackie to find the initial farm. But that's a comfort pick for him. We've seen Jackie really deliver in the PL, and I think MG.TRUST have set themselves up for a pretty good time here. It's gonna be a great back and forth. It's another unique draft to start us off in the new series.
See if this gyrocopter can work. I think if new esports can gain a big advantage early on, like say the first 20 minutes, if you can get something like a 5-6k advantage in terms of net worth, they could just snowball out of control. If they don't get that, I don't see how you beat this team late game. I just can't see you beating Ember, PL, and Void in the late game. It just seems way too difficult as a gyrocopter. You can do it for sure, but that's going to include some Divine Rapiers. And even then, I don't know. We'll find out though. This is game 1 of a best of 3. Loser is eliminated. Winner will go through to the lower bracket final, be up against Among Us. And that's the real unfortunate thing for these two teams, John. Even if they do win this one out, you've got to go back, log off, get to studying, and try to figure out a way to beat Among Us. Now, mind you, Boom Esports did just do it, so you might be able to look back at those replays and try to suss out how they did it. It's still going to be tough, though.
Yeah, it definitely will be. I think looking at these two teams, though, MG.TRUST is one of those teams that did take a game off of them beforehand. So I think going into that, if they do make it true, MG.TRUST would be in a better spot. You can't really discount Nito. Again, they've surprised us a lot. They've just been jumping up, and when they're on point, it really is fantastic plays from them. So I think it's going to be a good one to watch for tomorrow. We'll see which one goes ahead. Right now, I think New is going to be setting themselves up. They've got really aggressive lanes. I really want to see what Yamate does in the Sport Sky. Like, there's a reason why you literally don't see it anymore. Like, for the most part, it's just gone. So we have to see the aggression he can pump out with his hero and see how much space he can actually get out here for his team.
We'll get into it. Game number 1. 2 for 2 on those bounty runes. A very even start. Fearless, of course, going to be in the mid lane as the Ember. And looks like he will be up against DDZ. Shouldn't be too bad of a lane for DDZ.
See you later, nerds.
Nah, I mean, both of you guys have ways of clearing out the creep wave. The one thing for Fearless is that his Flame Guard's not going to block too much damage here. DDZ is pretty much physical with a God's Rebuke. So if he does go in for a play like this, pop the God's Rebuke, none of that damage gets blocked off. And it's a very awkward position for Fearless. It's going to be an interesting back and forth, but for the most part, it's going to be a stable farming lane until you hit the level 3 mark where you can get kill ops. It's going to be down to the supports to maybe come in, and speaking of them, up top, you've got Jackie along with Boombell on the PL and the Shadow Team. You've got Mosin and Lance as well on the Gyro and the Oracle. And so far, Lance is not having too hard of a time. I mean, it's still early on, but they're trying to apply the pressure. It's down to Boombell to land those Shadow Poisons. But when you have this Oracle, you can just purge that off. So it's a 50-50 as to whether that damage actually does anything.
Boombell, the copper homing missile there. His courier might get taken out here by Mosin, but Mosin needs one more hit and will be able to get it. However, Boombell might be able to get his life. He just needs 2 more Shadow Poisons, maybe even just 1. 1 more would do it, Boombell. Mosin, no, he purges it off in time. It's not going to be enough though. Boombell trying to still get it. Maybe 1 more Shadow Poison. No, 6 HP. Oh, that is unfortunate for Boombell, but nice plays out of Mosin to get out of there. He will salve up and be just fine, and that leaves Boombell with a lot less mana. Luckily for him though, apparently he does have 4 mangoes.
Yeah, he's ready for this lane. In fact, I think he already popped 2, so he had, what, 5 or 6 mangoes coming in here, just ready. And it is that back and forth. The Oracle can purge off, but there's only so many purges you can get off as well. So it's a great back and forth between both sides. We'll see how much they can get done. Of course, Oracle does not rotate well at the 4-minute mark. And
bot lane, John, they could have killed off Candaloon there, but Q did miss an arrow. It's a bit of a point-blank arrow as well. Bit unfortunate for him. I mean, Candylune can survive and continue down this bot lane. And did we even talk about this, John? It seems to be a safe lane Beastmaster.
Yeah, I think they're going for the lane swaps, just wanting Candy to apply that pressure onto Masaros to punish the greed. So they're not going to be able to get as free farm, and Masaros' farm is kind of hurting. 8-1 is matching the rest of the course, but Candy is pulling ahead a lot more. So we'll see if they can overtake with Yamate.
Yamate. Oh, nice time dilation from Masaros. Still Q tried to salve up, and that will be cancelled. So he's stuck there with absolutely zero regen. He throws an arrow out. He gets the range creep. It's one of the real strengths of the Pos for Skyrath is you do dominate the lane quite easily, assuming you have the mana pool.
Yeah, it's a back and forth you do not want to take. I love the early Null Talisman start here as well for Yamate to boost that int to pump up his damage. He is out of mana. He's gonna have to regen some, gonna have to ferry some regen back, but you're already setting yourself up here for a good time. With the Mirana going back, that does free up the 4-minute rune rotation. Just a bit easier now for New if they want to go for it.
Absolutely. Fearless, he probably really wants that power rune as well. I believe his bottle is on the way now. DDZ already has his up, so they are going to have a fight over it, but Q has TP'd in. Yamate going to go for the bot rune, and it is going to be bot. An arcane rune of all things as well. So Yamate now going to go probably back down to the bot lane and get a few, what is it even called anymore? Arcane bolts. Get a few arcane bolts off onto Masaros, but no, it looks like Masaros is going to be pretty safe near the tier 1 tower. So Yamate not really going to get that much usage out of the arcane rune, apart from maybe running into Q here. Looks like Q is going to be alright as well.
Yeah, it's a little dicey spot. I think down mid we saw DDZ get shoved all the way back, so he's got to walk home, TP back into the lane, giving Fearless a little bit more space to breathe. And our Ember is starting to pull ahead. 5 last hits, that's pretty much the wave he missed out on here, DDZ. But still a good time for Ember when you do get that good start. Overall, slight lead coming out for New, but down up top.
Yeah, nice rotation up from Fearless with the chains out, but Moses going to just purge off those chains, and DDZ, a great spear away, making it hard to kill off Moses. And Fearless, he has no remnants. He's not level 6 yet. He's top of the CS board. He does not want to die like this. It's going to be First Blood, going to Lance as well. DDZ will give that First Blood gold away to the Gyrocopter. That is very unfortunate for MG.TRUST.
It really is. I do believe they didn't get the bounty as well, so it looks like 2 bounties, 3. No, actually all 4 bounties going the way of New Esports so far. A fantastic time for them. And that's the beauty of this gyro. Like, you find a kill opportunity, you run down, you've got Rocket Barrage, you can rip through pretty much most heroes in the early game. And New Esports are making this draft work. They're having fantastic time in every single lane. You may be seeing Jackie still keeping up in farm though. That's going to be the wild card. If the PL can get a good timing into the Diffusal and the Hood of Defiance, we've seen Jackie really make stuff happen with his PL once that timing's met.
Fearless. It's just being blocked off from every power rune. This is great play from New Esports. DDZ just takes the haste rune now. Fearless just can't get a bottle up. I mean, he has it up, but he can't get it filled up. You would have liked that haste rune to just be able to secure some more CS in the mid lane and maybe make a rotation later on, but DDZ's going to have it now within an arena. I could expect that DDZ will probably make a rotation back up towards that top lane very, very soon.
Yeah, it's just really an opportune moment for it. You've got a tri lane up top now. Q is around. They could go for the disruption arrow play here.
Trying, but Lance is very well aware that they are waiting for that opportunity. Maybe now Boom Belt? No, he's not going to go in for it. Got to watch that creep wave as well. You don't want the arrow blocked. They buy out a smoke, but you can't forget either. Again, DDZ still has that haste. He has a TP available, and he's going to TP up right now. So he's going to go for that gank attempt. Boom Bell going to go in for that disruption. The arrow is going to land perfectly, but here comes DDZ with that arena. He's going to go after Boom Bell. No arena necessary. He'll just get a nice, easy kill once again for Lance. And he'll look for another now. In fact, never mind that. Just back down to the mid lane.
Yeah, and that rotation out. What did Masaros just do? What is his chrono? He chrono.
Did he just chrono the tree line?
Yep.
Oh,
Nothing was
no.
there, Masaros. I was gonna say the bot lane's been left alone. They do get the kill top, but the bot lane's gonna be shoved in soon. You know, this is a Beastmaster you've left alone. Candy's gonna be finding that. He's already got the Necronomicon. At least you finally found the kill, and Jackie's gonna be happy with that. But you have to be careful with how you use your time here.
Yeah, absolutely. Bit of a blunder there from Masaros on the Void, though. It's going to be a bit of a shame for him to not have that chrono up. He may have been trying to Quelling Blade a tree or something. You know, that might have been it. He may have been just trying to Quelling a tree and accidentally pressed R instead. It happens.
It happens. It happens. Still, you know what else sometimes happens, but it's much rarer? Fearless has not found a single rune. Like, that was the illusion rune going to Yamate this time. They do smoke up. Boombell and Fearless want to get some kills going. They need the Ember to be online. Can they find it bot, though?
They don't have the Ancient Seal. Do they have the Roar up? They do. Candy, he has 10-1 charges, so he does have the mana. Fearless coming in, but the Roar is available. Candy can't get in range yet, but Fearless, he does not have mana for the Remnants. He's going to get roared up, but a nice disruption is there. Still DDZ. Going to go for the spear, but it's not going to connect. It won't matter anyway. They do get him. And even top lane, Jackie, ends up dying to Lance.
Oh boy. This is not it. This is not the start we're looking for from MG.TRUST. We said that their lineup can hold in the late game, yes, but it's also a very greedy lineup. Like, you're really shafting your PL. You're gonna also, I mean, Masaros is definitely not gonna find farm. He takes the least priority here. But if they bleed these towers early, it becomes difficult.
DDZ, he's still around to try and help out Candy, but there is a lot of heroes coming in. Candy, he'll go for the TP play. Can he make it out in time? No. He will go down. They've got DDZ as well. DDZ now to be punished. It is going to cost them a 5-man rotation to make this happen, but I would dare say it is well worth it. It's the way this game was going, MG.TRUST, they were falling very, very far behind. They needed to make a play like that, and it does work out.
Yeah, and they get rewarded for their aggression. They should look to go for towers next because they're going to lose their tier 1 top now. And Lance does melt these towers quickly. They've left the gyro to free farm. That's something they're going to have to deal with down the line. But it looks like they'll go for the tower trade. So top tier 1 pretty much gone. The Radiant bot tier 1 though. I mean, they're going to try, but there's enough time here to maybe get a rotation out if you wanted to. It's new esports.
Tier 1 bot tower, slowly but surely, going down. New esports won't care for it though. They already got the top tier 1. They'll start heading into the mid lane, and it's something we see a lot from new esports. They love securing that top tier 1 first, and then automatically rotating into the mid tier 1 to try to pressure that instead. We do see that a lot from new. For now, they're not going to commit all the way, but they do have a siege creep, and they can try to keep it alive and get some damage off onto the tier 1. But MG.TRUST, they seem to know they've already rotated more heroes in to try and sort this out. They're not allowed DDZ to get aggressive, and it looks like he won't anyway. He is going to back off down towards that bot lane where Jackie was trying to farm. He needs to get away right now, however, as new are coming in. But Jackie, with that Moonlight Shadow, is going to be able to escape.
Yeah, no dust around yet from you. Not the biggest loss. Would have been a bit difficult to lock him in. They would have to expend a roar. You are reaching the point though where you're going to get these higher level Necronomicons from Candyloon. He is queuing up all 3 levels, and it's going to have level 2 very soon. Once you have level 3, that's not a concern, although...
Bot lane, there is a chrono being committed by Masaros into a nice arrow from Q. Candy, however, can he get false promise? Now with the roar round, he has help coming in. A nice disruption, but Yamate is around with the Ancient Steel. He won't actually get the real Void though. He got the illusion. Still, they'll kill off Boombell. Masaros is on the run. Yamate still chasing him down with more arcane bolts. Do they have a stun? Not quite. He'll be fine. Bit unfortunate there for Yamate, as now he even gets hit by an arrow. But he'll get healed up by Mosin. He'll be able to walk out.
That's a big kill for MG.TRUST. Finally making use of that chrono in a big way. Getting Candyloon, slowing down the build-up. into those further Necronomicons. He does still manage to buy out the second level though. So third level should still be up in a good point, but Lance?
Getting caught out, he does not want to die like this. Burnbell going to come in now with Q, throwing out an arrow, and Lance may have just overstayed his welcome. And that's really the one thing Lance can't do. Your team's given you this beautiful head start, you do not want to throw it away.
No, they've got to... He's got to be a lot safer. They do have like decent wards, but they don't watch anything near the tier 2. So have to be cautious when you're farming up there. You need deeper wards to keep yourself safe. He still does finish up his Maelstrom though. So the damage is flying in for a gyro, going straight into the Ags, which I think is the right play, because you do want the consistent damage. You need the stats, and if you get chronoed, you can still get some right clicks off. It doesn't stop the side gunner, if I recall right. Still, smoke up here, but scanned out by MG.TRUST. They know what's up.
Very nice scan. The very important scan as well as Jackie. He was the one farming that triangle, but he's still going to go back and farm the wave. I don't think they'll have enough damage to kill him off anyway. Not without a third. But they are bringing DDZ down, so Jackie's going to be cautious. He pushes out the wave, he'll go for the TP out, and he's just going to rejoin his team. Nice little play out from Jackie.
Yeah, it's wasting the time here of New. So he even had DDZ around. He wants to reveal this blink on his Mars in a big way. Not going to be the target they find. And MG.TRUST, it's 5-5. It's still a 2k lead for the side of New Esports. But New Esports has to be eyeing these objectives soon. You want to melt the tier 1s fast. You got the beast. You need to use it, although.
Mid lane, nice arena out from DDZ. He'll just take another easy kill for himself onto the Shadow Demon this time. No help required. I think DDZ is just very comfortable just continuing to farm up here. Obviously, he understands he is going to have to snowball into like a secondary carry. Even if you do have the gyrocopter, you probably are going to want that Vlad's into the Deso just to have some super stupid damage on the God's Rebuke. We'll see what he queues up, but I'm fairly sure that's the road he's going to go down.
Yeah, I think that's the way you have to go here for the Mars. You can't go full utility because the scaling on Candy Loon, I mean, Roar is always going to be good, but it doesn't scale in terms of damage. So you really have to get more on DDZ. Even your supports, right? Like Yamate is going to taper off at some point, and your Oracle is a pure defense.
And Fearless, he's been rooted. Yamate going to take an easy kill. Look at Mosin Sentry Warja. They sentry that bounty rune spot just in case they're going to go for a Moonlight Shadow to get the bounty like they did. And they do catch the Ember out.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to make a movement bot, but that's also spotted out by New. So really good control on the map. As you pointed out, they just preempt the movements out, and they might be able to go for a fight.
Oh, Ancient Seal there, but a nice spear out from DDZ. He's caught out Masaros with the Raw to come out. Candy will finish the job, and now Burnbill going to be surrounded. New Esports, they are playing this draft perfectly.
They definitely are. It's the control on the map. It's their counter fight. It's the fact that MG.TRUST just can't throw out the chrono willy-nilly. And now they're stuck in an awkward spot. 4-5, Fearless.
Oh, Fearless, he can't die like this. DDZ's got him with the stun. The Ancient Seal's out. DDZ, he is way too active. He could just do whatever he wants right now on this Mars.
Yeah. And again, they find another power rune. There's just been no refills for Ember. They haven't been able to play around it. Without the power runes, you couldn't rotate early on. And now they can focus down in mid.
Oh, he's got Burnbill as well with the spear out, but he may have gone too far this time. Or maybe not. He'll just kill him with no punishment. Masaros, he has the chrono, but the Ancient Seal's going to come out. Masaros, he needed to throw it out. Or maybe not. He does time walk away. Fortune's End is going to connect, but they've lost their tier 1 mid tower. And you know, John, unlike the Tide that Masaros plays, I don't believe he can be too conservative with this chrono. We know with the Tide, he does hold on to the Ravage for quite a bit. I think with Chrono, you're going to have to expend it.
He has to. You're an offlane Void. He's not farming because he's giving that farm to Jackie. He's giving some space out towards Fearless as well. He is the least priority core right now. He needs to set up for his team. He just needs to find the opening, get a melee range Chrono so you could get your Ember and your PL hitting, and then just rinse and repeat, farm in the downtime. That's the pacing MG.TRUST needs to have, and if you can get that done, I believe they do have that late game. You mentioned it earlier. The chrono is going to be really effective as the game goes on. But right now, with the farm you have, it's just not enough. So you've got to take the smart fights. They really need to punish Lance. I mean, he's died twice, but he is making inroads towards that Ags. And once that's up, the Gyrocopter does become a force to be reckoned with. I think you've got to watch the power spikes lined up here for new esports.
Jackie's just trying to work towards that Manta style. He knows he needs some farm desperately to be able to join his team and fight back. If they can buy enough time for Jackie, he might be able to turn this game back around for them. It is still getting scary though, as Lance is farming a bit too well on that Gyrocopter. Already setting up to get rid of those illusions with that Maelstrom. And DDZ, he is indeed going for the Deso build. And that God's Rebuke, it's really just going to not allow Jackie to have any illusions up. No. It's just not going to happen.
No, it really isn't. I think it makes it so hard for Jackie to just play this aggressive field.
Mid lane, Disruption going to save for now. DDZ, he does kill off Boombill. Arrow to fly in. Masaros will time walk out of there, but DDZ, he has another spear up in just a second with the blink. Oh. Right back into the tree line. DDZ. A double kill out for the Mars. Another Rod of Atos out on the Mirana. MG.TRUST trying to leap out of there. Jackie's going to try and throw some illusions in to try and stop this chase. The new esports now with a 5k net worth lead. And that's another thing we talked about in the draft, John. If they could get this kind of net worth lead by about 20 minutes, they might be able to take this, and they are getting it.
Yeah, and I love the aggressive playstyle. There's the Ags out in Lance, but you also have this insane push potential coming out from Candy. Level 3 Necronomicon's up, towers will just melt to the Beastmaster, and MG.TRUST, they need to play with that chrono. It has to come out from Masaros. There's just no opportunity. They're not the aggressors. And the defensive chrono in this case just wouldn't get anything done as well.
The problem is they just don't have damage. Like, I looked through the items of MG.TRUST. Fearless has got no damage items. He's working towards a BKB. Boombell's obviously got no damage. He's a Pos 5 Shadow Demon. All Q can do is arrow. And Masaros is trying to build into a Heaven's Halberd. So, this offlane Void pickup, if this is how you were going to play it in the first place, I'm not sure about it. They're going to run into Yamate, however. Ancient Seal out. He does not get the one he wanted onto that Void, but a great arena out now. DDZ going to fight back with the flat cannon, but there's your chrono out. Masaros, he's going to try and fight back up against the side of New, but they have no damage. The Roar comes out. Canloon will also kill off the Void, and they're on the hunt for Jackie. He's going to be alright. He'll get out of there, but that Roshan may not be. His new esports are going to go into the pit.
There's no chrono. There's no reason to be scared here if you're new. Really easy objective to take now. MG.TRUST, that was them in the offensive. They did find one kill. Not enough, and those damage issues you mentioned, it's going to be there. It's just not enough. The item buildup in Masaros is not going to mitigate that. But that's what you get when you go offlane Void with two heavy farming cores. There's just not enough space, and someone's got to take the shorter end of the stick. This game, it is Masaros. They'll have to find another way to get the damage out, but a 7k lead for new esports. The age is up, the Ag's up. They're just going to melt these towers down now.
That they will. That top lane. Lance, he had a Mjolnir queued up. Cancels that off and he wants the butterfly instead. And I can't actually blame him for that decision making. He doesn't really need the Maelstrom. Jackie's not really that tanky. He hasn't really been able to get into the team fights anyway. So Lance is like, well, if the PL's not going to be here, I'll just go ahead and pick up a butterfly anyway. Just get more damage up. The evasion's going to make it impossible for Jackie to kill him. And never mind, apparently he did buy the Mjolnir. I thought he didn't have enough gold for all this.
Nope, it's there. He's been given so much farm. I mean, he's at 13k net worth. The PL's next at around 12, 11. And that's just not enough, and they find one.
Rod of Atos up, Ancient Seal, and Masaros is gone. They are just playing them like a fiddle right now. MG.TRUST, they look like they've got no chance this game, number one.
Ooh,
what's DOTA
been
plus
dominant.
86, not too bad.
Yeah, it's still playable, but without Masaros around, without the chrono, how do you stop this team fight?
Playing too well. New esports, maybe they get punished now for their positioning, but that tier 3 tower is about to drop At 22 minutes in, Lance, he has the Aegis, so he'll frontline for the team. Now they jump in with Fearless, but he has no damage. He's doing nothing. Lance gonna walk away, but now a great arena back out from DDZ. That's Fearless gone. No buyback. Of course, he wouldn't be saving for buyback, John, because we're only 22 minutes into this game.
Yeah, you don't expect to need it. And they are going to try to rip through back door. Creep wave is a bit further back than they'd like. But this is going to stall it out a bit. There's a chrono ready on Masaros. What do you do without your Ember, though?
He's only got a BKB anyway, John. I'm not sure if Fearless was up, they could do anything even with it. So, it's tough. GDZ is about 1.4k away from just having a full Aghanim Scepter up as well on the Mars. Arrow, he's just gonna let it hit him. He knew it was coming. So what are you gonna do about it though?
Man. Alright, so that's a 12k lead now for New. 23 minutes in, 17-6. Already ripping through one set of racks. Jackie does have the defusal up. They do smoke. Maybe they find a pick off here. They're gonna need to find something for their effort.
They draw out a line back through the diet triangle. So MG.TRUST, they need something for sure, but it's like, what are you going to find? Candy? Maybe? They're going to remnant in. Candy's going to make a run for it. They should be able to pick this one off, but he does commit the roar, and they are making their way in. New Esports might want to fight, but Candy is going to go down. A nice pick up there for Motivate. Look at DDZ. He's going to Invis Rune. He has the arena. He has the Deso. They get the tier 1 tower, but DDZ's waiting. There's your chrono out, but he's just waiting for the right opportunity, DDZ. There's your arena now onto Boombell. He'll just blow him up. Now Lance going for the team fight. Still they'll try Motivate Trust onto Yamate. They'll get the Skywrath. Lance is low. He'll lose the Aegis onto DDZ. Can they burst down the Mars? They'll take his banner away. Fearless gonna come back in onto that gyrocopter. Arrow will land. Masaros back in. They will get Lance onto DDZ now. But he's going to be alright. He'll get to the tier 3. He'll blink away. Well, Motivate Trust. The smoke does pay off a 4 for 1. And that is a hell of a lot of golden XP going their way.
Yeah, that's a huge swing. And they keep themselves in the game. They don't really find any objectives for this one, though. Not going to be able to really finish anything up. And New Esports got to tidy it up a bit. Yeah, I mean, you're strong, but you're not invulnerable. And MG.TRUST does have some really good magic damage coming out, so have to watch that spacing still.
Arrow is going to be there. Jackie can jump in and just take all the mana away. DDZ does not want to die like this with the false promise. Going to save his life for now, but probably not for long as they'll keep going. But Candy, he'll get the roar off on the Mirana. They'll get rid of him. Q and Mosen both going down. DDZ somehow survives through the false promise. They just didn't have the damage output once his mana was burnt out. Still, Mosen. Nice play on the Oracle.
Yeah, them saving out their core. I think right now, MG.TRUST, they're seeing an opening. Jackie's ready to go. He hits like a truck. If you melt the mana on any of the years of New, they can't really fight in. So they're starting to find a way to make this draft work. I think Lance, after this butterfly, needs either a BKB or some lifesteal. He can stand and fight if he had lifesteal. The issue is he doesn't quite have that, so he's gonna need either one. You've got the disarm up on Masaros though, and that makes it harder for the gyrocopter to stand and fight. But the Axe is up on DDZ, so the lower cooldown, God's Rebuke's in play. The constant damage DDZ can pump out is pretty ridiculous, and he's got the Deso plus the Dragon skill as well. So there's a lot going on there every time he gets a hit off, and MG.TRUST. They're staying in. If they can keep stalling out for at least 5 minutes, probably 7, then this kind of greedy lineup will be rewarded.
They're going to try and go on to DDZ. He's already left that Radiant jungle, however. Some really nice wards being placed there from Motivate Trust. Trying to keep tabs on what New Esports are up to. They do show on the mid lane. Motivate. They might feel confident to try and fight this one out. The net worth advantage is not that big anymore. It's only 6k. Jackie might just wait out the Eye of Skadi pickup. He can afford the second ultimate orb. He's just about 1k away from having the whole Eye of Skadi, but Fearless top lane being caught out by Candy. Does get taken out. Yamate, the one to pick up the kill on the Skywrath.
that's a big one. Fearless has been doing a lot of work to stave off New Esports, and with that kill, they can set their eyes onto the high ground. There is a chrono up on MG.TRUST, and their bot lane's being shoved in here from New, so they've got to be quick about it.
They've got the mid-racks though. They could probably just force the defense. DDZ, I love the positioning from him. This is a very unexpected angle, and Boombill has not checked it. Not that you would expect to have to check it, but they don't know he's there. So New, they're not going to back off until they get that initiation from DDZ, and they might get it soon. They want Boombill on the Shadow Demon. That's the one to get. Or maybe Jackie. In fact, the spear is going to land now. DDZ, he jumps in. Here comes the flat cannon. Jackie's going to survive. Their Guardian grieves him up, but no, he does go down. He tried to Manta, but it wasn't enough. He has buyback. He'll wait out Fearless first. And they may just let this Rax go down. Because Jackie's so close to that Eye of Skadi, he just doesn't want to lose the gold, but Fearless is going to get started. Jackie, he'll buy back now. They got the arrow on the gyro, but there's your false promise. Cancel that off, but now the chrono, he does walk into it. They might have enough damage to beat down this gyrocopter. The disruption on DDZ, stopping the Mars. There goes Lance. It's DDZ basically versus the world right now, and he is out of mana. He can't do anything. Motivate Trust, they will be able to defend the high ground.
Ooh, that's the punishment they were looking for. It pays off in the end. And New Esports again getting caught off guard with Jackie. They're not quite big enough in their gyro. The butterfly is finished up. You would wish that came out earlier on. And it looks like the BKB is next for Lance. So once you've got that, at least you don't have to worry about the damage coming out from Fearless. Still, you know, MG, they stay in the game. One Rax is, you know, their top Rax does stay alive. 21-15, 6k lead for New. MG.TRUST, they need to transition to certain objective. They'll be able to find a tier 1 top. Not the biggest tower to take, but it's a tower nonetheless. Opens up the map a bit more. The rush is up. They do manage to spot it out. Should be one that MG.TRUST cannot afford to give out. They're going to just go ahead and try to secure it.
They're going to try. New Esports, still waiting for those respawns. Should be aware that this is happening, and they do scan it out successfully. Problem is that they don't really seem to have enough time to get there. They're going to try to TP up towards the top lane. Roshan still alive with 1.5k HP, and they're making their way over. They need to jump in straight away, but no, the Roshan's gone. Jackie gets the Aegis, and New Esports, they will have to back off. Look at that net worth dip, John. They had such a lead, New Esports. It's down to 4k now, and that is just terrible news for this Radiant side.
Yeah, it's a big swing out, and you have to remember, MG.TRUST does have like a dual core kind of lineup, or I guess tri-core lineup, whereas New really has only one that scales well. I mean, the Mars does scale decently as well, but it's not like a Void, it's not like a PL, and it's really just going to be all about Lance getting out there and getting the fights out for his team. Still though, New Esports, they do smoke up. This is into an Aegis in the cheese, so there's a bit of risk. Maybe they find a nice pick off here for their effort.
Nope. I believe they smoked on Division.
Yep. It's not quite it.
Counter smoke out.
MG.TRUST.
This could be a massive turning point for MG.TRUST now. That warding out from Boombill could win them the game if they win this team fight. It's the start of a comeback here for Motivate. New have to be so careful not to get picked off. Fearless can have his smoke broken. We'll jump in straight away onto Candy and the Skywrap. There goes Yamate. Candy, however, going to be able to escape the arena, go back onto Fearless, but there's no follow-up damage. Fearless, he's going to be alright. Jackie, still in that arena, does manage to get out. Now the Ember, getting low, but will survive. Masaros back in with a two-man chrono now. He got the gyrocopter. They'll ignore him. He is just going to go down. Eventually Lance is trying to fight back now, but no, he can't. Candy trying to run, but he cannot either. And MG.TRUST, they're making a comeback. In fact, if I check DOTA Plus right now, I think it would have skyrocketed back the way of Motivate Trust. And it is going back down that way. Currently still 55% the way of New, but it will update very, very soon. I think they're looking good now, the Dire.
Yeah, it's they've held out. Like, it's that 5 to 7 minute mark we talked about from a while ago. They're hitting their spikes. Your Faceless Void starting to get really scary. The damage coming out from Jackie is ridiculous. The Scotty's doing a lot here to mitigate the healings coming out from the Oracle. And even Fearless, he's going to have an Ag soon. So everything's just lining up.
Oh, they got another Yamate. Doesn't have buyback. That's going to cost them a Rax. They can try to defend when DDZ comes back up, but MG.TRUST, there's no way they back off here. They get at least a tier 3 tower. Jackie is confident.
He still has the Aegis. There's no reason to be scared at all. There is an Arena Roar, but it's just been falling flat. And they play it safe. They take the melee, they pull back. There are still tier 2s to clear down the line as well. And they know as this game goes late, they scaled so much better. They've got to find a way to break these fights out in the way they want. They need a BKB up on Lance ASAP. Just wait for that item. I don't think you can fight without these BKBs anymore. Even DDZ needs his up as well. You've got this BKB now on Masaros though, so you will have to really just use War to focus on the Faceless Void. But they have been much happier to kind of keep Jackie locked up. They need to get their focus right in these fights as well, New. They've been splitting up their targets, and these cores are just so tanky that you can't afford to split that focus up anymore.
Fearless got his Ags up now. Much more mobile on the Ember. This is that point where Fearless starts to get a little bit dangerous on this Ember Spirit. In fact, have they found someone? DDZ. Gonna be spotted, but they won't jump in onto the Mars. He's a bit too tanky to get started, but the Moonlight Shadow will be there. They know exactly where New Esports are. DDZ did just run up the staircase. Hawk gonna give no vision. DDZ gonna go invis himself. Great timing on him. They are still going, however. MG.TRUST, they spotted out Lance. Jackie gonna rush him now. Diffusal is there. He'll use the cooldown. He's gonna lose all his mana. And now the Chrono doesn't catch anyone. The pings come out. Masaros, what are you doing, sir? I mean, I thought maybe Masaros was trying to block the staircase. They couldn't help Lance. But
yeah.
He wasn't even blocking the whole staircase.
I'm not sure. Maybe they thought someone was there. Still, preemptive play. Doesn't get rewarded, but
he's on candy. Raw gonna come out. He did pop his BKB prior to that, but Boombell is there with the Purge now on the Shadow Demon, and they cancel off that TP. Arrow's not gonna land, but it will not matter. MG.TRUST now with the 4K net worth lead, looking to potentially try to go high ground again. Jackie, he's got his Satanic on the way, but that's a big item on DDZ. He does bring out the BKB now, and that's one thing he's really been lacking. He keeps getting his mana drained in the team fights. He can't afford it. He needs to be able to spam that God's Rebuke, and now he should be able to.
Yeah, and that's one BKB. They still need it on Lance as well. The issue is there's just no space to farm anymore. It's not safe to step out. The Satanic for Jackie, as you mentioned, is up. So RPL, it's not going to be pinned down for long, and it's got a lot of lifesteal. They're just going to rip into this high ground.
Unless a repair kit's there, which it is. But they're still going to commit. Arena is out. They caught Jackie onto the tower, but Arrow's going to fly in. DDZ not getting enough damage out in time. His BKB's going to wear off soon. He's still trying onto Jackie, but Jackie will be able to just get out of there. They get the tier 3 tower. Now back in from Yamate, but you've got to be careful about the re-engage here from Motivate.TRUST. Because they definitely could if they wanted to, but that they will not. Yes, you do have Chrono back up in 40 seconds anyway, so you may as well wait that one out.
Yeah, no rush. MG.TRUST, they've still got the greater scaling, and they've seen one BKB. They already popped the 10-second charge, so it's just going to dwindle down as these fights break out.
Sentry, Masaros going to be underneath, however, Masaros? Is he baiting? I'm not sure if he's baiting here. He might be. He's not going to die anyway. He'll be alright.
Yeah, maybe just some preemptive scouting. They do go back in. The racks, they're exposed.
It is. On to that Gyrocopter. Lance losing all his mana already. Will commit the call down. But now MG.TRUST can just go back in. You just saw the cooldown being used, though. No, they're not gonna. They're actually gonna back off. Maybe just lacking that creep wave, not wanting to continue this fight, but the side of New are going to go in onto Fearless with the Raw, and they blow him up. Now DDZ with the Arena has got Masros, but he has the Chrono. He goes on to Lance in the backlines, gets a Chrono off onto that Skywrath Mage. It's just Yamate, however, being caught in there. He does kill him off with Fearless. Now onto DDZ. The BKB will wear off very, very soon, but no, they want Lance on that Gyro. The False Promise going to save him. He'll BKB up, but DDZ, he has died now without buyback. Onto Lance. There's not enough heals coming in for this Gyrocopter. He's out of time. He will die, and that has to be GG. There are no buybacks left. It is only Candy Loon on the Beastmaster ready to go.
See you later, nerd.
Oh boy. Yeah, nah, this is, straight tier 4s. There's no defense that can come out. Yeah, and they tap out. New, that was, it looked good early. Then they just kind of dropped the ball. MG.TRUST, they found the openings, they found the punishment. They come out on top in a really good turnaround in game 1. They set themselves up. If they win the next one, they do move on to the lower bracket finals. New Esports do not want that to happen. Got to clean up the execution here for game number 2.
That they will. I think where it all went wrong, really, was the fact that DDZ didn't opt to go for the BKB a bit earlier. Obviously, he rushed the Aghanim Scepter, which was all fine, but